Well, it's 10. I already have my London buy side and sell side marked out down here. Just a reminder that that is the lowest the market ever traded and the highest the market ever traded between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. Eastern. I also went ahead and just threw on, I just put some buy side. There's some buy side residing up here on the, if we go to the 1 hour chart and zoom out, we got this huge wick. And then this one, which we are currently on our way to taking those out. So that's what these two lines are. I'm not really focused too much on them. I just was curious more than anything to see if we go up and trade above those, which we did a little bit earlier, right at market open. And now, right now, we're trying to get up into this other one. Green line is my allowed, between the green and the red is my allowed trade window. So now I can start looking for a setup, and then I need to kill it at noon if we are still in it. That's just a rule I've created for myself, and in back testing it seems to work. If we were to take a setup up here, I'm looking for a short and then targeting this London sell side. At the very least, we'll see how it goes. That's a long, I'm not very confident when it's that far, but we're just going to hold on and see what happens. There's been some trades recently, yesterday, pretty long, and we would have, that morning one, we would have gotten in around 10:20 and would have had to hold it all the way to noon, and we finally hit the target at noon. So, and there's been some other trades back testing where I hold and it gets like, well, let's just say for instance I have a 100-point target, gets to like 80, pulls back to 40, and then around noon it ends like 60 points. So that's why I'm holding. The 80 is not quite the target, but we do get a decent amount of points. Typically the winning trades that are like good setups, and I recognize them ahead of time, they're not going to go that many points in profit and then end red with these rules, at least from my back testing. So that's why I hold on, even if we get 30, 40 points and my target's 80, 100, I'm gonna hold. I'm not gonna take 30 points when I'm aiming for 100. So another thing for today, I took off group trading. That way I can do like partials and like scale in. So I went down to one contract, and I'm actually going to try to execute on Tradervue, but I have Tradervue opened up in case we need to do anything. Like if something messes up over here and we need to kill it, I don't fully trust like this, where Tradervue has to talk to Tradervue to do trades. It just adds a layer of complexity and potential just errors. Things can go wrong between you doing something on Tradervue and communicating that to Tradervue, and then everything needs to stay in sync. And I work in a field where we build things like that, and I understand that stuff just happens sometimes. So that's why I'm going to keep Tradervue open while I do this, because I just don't fully trust it. And yeah, we're just gonna do one contract at a time, thinking about maybe adding one or two when we get a setup, and then we can add the third if it goes in our favor. But that way, if it is a losing trade, it gives us a little more room to try to execute another setup again. I'm also planning on watching different time frames, only to find like better entries. Yesterday, the two trades that I was questioning if I should get in on the 2-minute, like it looked like we have a market structure shift, we have a fair value gap, but then there really was no clear entry. Dropping down to the 1 minute, there was a clear entry. But I went like too strict with my rule of staying on the 2 minute and not looking at anything else. I could have easily dropped down to the 1 minute. Let's just look at that real quick, because this is still messes with me. So here was that we have a low, high, lower low, fair value gap, breaking structure, and we were aiming, if you remember, up here at 230. So we didn't quite, this is where I was questioning, we didn't quite get back in there, but going down to the 1 minute, look at that. We have fair value gaps on this whole move, and we just need to get into the last one and then be able to withstand drawdown into all this. But we have a fair value gap, and this candle stabbed right down into it. But yeah, so we're going to utilize the 1 minute possibly. Just look around and see, like, we can use a 2 minute to find like an area of interest, and then if we want to drop down to the 1 minute, but we have to be able to withstand like the swings where we put our stops on the 2 minute. And at this moment, if we are targeting down here, since we're this close to this buy side, I'm kind of expecting us to maybe trade up there first, but that'd be incredible if we trade up in there and then we get a indication we're going lower. That's a huge move. But we'll see. Take that line off. And I don't need this one anymore because we already took that buy side out. I'm gonna get in one here. Oh, I don't want to do that. How the hell do you... How you could drag to do your stop? I don't remember. On the 1 minute, we got a little fair value gap there. The stop above this swing, and if we were to keep going, we can add. Curious to see how this reacts at the midpoint of that wick right there. We go right through it. Yeah, I wasn't too confident in this. That's why I went down to one contract instead of entering with like two. That was a baby fair value gap on the 1 minute. We did come down right into this gap again. Just go for it. We're only working with one contract right now. Thought you could drag these to get the stops. I'm putting that there. We have these two red candles, so it's a little bit lower than the halfway point of it. I don't really feel like putting it down here. And this wasn't really a freaking setup or anything. Another reason why I don't like going down on smaller contracts, and I feel like I can be a little more reckless because it's smaller size and I can deal with a few more losses, but they add up quick. So depending on how this one goes, we're not doing that anymore today. We're gonna wait for our setup that we've been looking for, which I mean, I feel like we probably won't get it this morning session, so we'll just have to wait till after the lunch session is formed. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really expecting this one to work. So, got out of our system. Now we go back to, we need a strong, what I'm looking for this morning is a strong bearish fair value gap, preferably on the 2 minute. This 1 minute one was, that's not strong. And this was just a throwaway trade. That's why, another reason why I need to scale down. So back to waiting and demonstrating discipline. See what the damage is on those. Man, micros add up quick. I always think that, you know, one micro at $2 a point is nothing, but this was only 2 trades. As soon as this candle closes, we will take that one. Not closed yet, but it's about to. Couldn't wait. If we come up into this gap, we'll get into another one. Well, we need to, I jumped the gun on that. We need to form a gap here. If we rip up here though within the next 7 seconds, I deserve to take a losing trade on that though. All right. This one I feel a little more comfortable with. See if we can, if we come up and test that gap though, we'll take another one. So ideally, if we do keep going, ideally, technically, we would be targeting this. But we have a lot of ground to cover and lots of swings that we gotta get through. We still have not tested this fair value gap. That one on 3 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute we didn't either. Good enter on that one right there. Can I just change that number so it's 2? Oh, you can. Nice. So we entered on this one. If we come up to this one, we can add another. I want to add another one, but I think I'm going to wait till we get down here. This is why. This is exactly why I want to Tradervue open. So if you guys do that, I would be careful. We do still have this unfilled gap on the 1 minute up there. Planning on adding another one if we come up into this fair value gap, or if we get below this candle at 43-ish, whichever one comes first. Looks like we might be going up to the fair value gap first. Oh. That was on 2. Well, I guess we're going all in. I don't remember putting that at 2. I didn't even see that on the 5 minute. So my main target is this sell side, but we have a time constraint. I'm exiting when we get to this dotted line at noon. It would be great if we could hit one of these though, one of these swings. But I have to take a piss and eat something real quick. So if you guys could watch this, that would be great. She's going. About 25 more minutes. I can hear some of you out there telling me to take some profits. I feel it. We did just go below that low, that swing. That's a pretty strong. But we're going after more points than that. If only we had, you know, kept our cool and just waited for this. But yesterday got to me and took a couple impulsive trades. Maybe I need a second account just to get those trades out of my system, like what I was saying I was doing. That's how I even got this funded account, because I was using it to get those impulsive gambling style trades out of my system. So I want to do it on my actual account, and we freaking ended up passing with it. And I'm like, well, I can't trade like that live. I have to do something real quick. Don't mind me. All right, we're taking that. If we let us exit. Told you guys I can freaking do this. We went right to that. We went right to it. See how far we go down though. We didn't exit. We exited a little early, but I mean, I clicked the button and it wasn't going through. That's what happens usually on quick moves like that. No, I wish. How do you make that? See how this little thing comes up when I hover? I wish you could make those stay so you can see exactly where you exited. Yeah, we made a couple mistakes, but that's the setup. It works. Those first two trades were not setups, and I was well aware of that. If this thing goes down here by lunch, like, it won't make me mad. I'll be frustrated that I didn't just hold on, but I needed this trade. Yesterday was a rough day, as you guys know. But it's gonna be it. We'll come back after lunch and see what happened right here. I'll leave these lines. But we're gonna come back after lunch, after the lunch session forms, and see what we can get then. See you guys then. So we definitely could have squeezed out some more points on this move, but this was like unknown territory. I think targeting that swing was the right idea, which I was clicking exit when we were down there in the 70s, 80s, I think, but we ended up not getting filled, and as it shot up for a minute at like 93. Yeah, 93. It's whatever. Could have had a few more. Could have had a 100-point trade on that. Our average entry was at 69, and we went all the way down to 43. But I'm very happy with getting the majority of that move. It's really hard. It's almost impossible to time the tops and the bottoms, so getting a good chunk of it is what we are trying to do. This brings us to the afternoon session. So I've got 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. marked out right there. Here's the high. There's the low between that time frame. And we have traded up above the buy side. So now we are looking for bearish fair value gaps and targeting down here, probably 60, anywhere between 60 and 70. And then our cutoff at 4 p.m. We have something here finally. So I'm entering on the 1 minute fair value gap. We're well above the lunch buy side, and we'd be targeting sell side. I'm gonna add another one because we have an entry now with the 2 minute. So what happened earlier, I changed this order to 2 and it changed my contracts up here from 1 to 2. I think I'll wait to add the third if we were to start moving in the right direction. Or maybe if there's like another fair value gap. We're in no rush to add the third contract. We don't even have to. Our first trade earlier was a 4 contract win, so it's okay if we just stay on 2 for this one. I mean, if I get an opportunity to add it, I will, like if we get another like bearish fair value gap, but I'm not going to just throw it on there. Had this line up here marked. It was the high from earlier. We came up, you know, tricking people thinking that we're gonna bust through there. Well, what are we doing here? This on? Yeah. I think I'm just gonna leave it with the 2 contracts. We need this to drop a little bit more. See what this last 30 minutes does. Let's see what it does with this gap right here. If we didn't take one, if we didn't take the impulsive trades this morning, and 2, if we didn't accidentally put 4 contracts on, and if we come up to this fair value gap that's highlighted, then I would potentially want to maybe add one there, but I'm not going to. And I don't know what the hell this last 30 minutes is going to do. It could come rip up and stop us out, but I'm not taking 40 points when we were looking for this. either way, we are securing a green day. Very satisfied with the trade earlier. Disappointed about my 2 impulsive trades, but I scaled down. There was a little bit of thought behind them, and I didn't like go too crazy with it. And if we do get stopped out here, at least it's good entertainment for you guys to see us go 44 points in profit and not take it. All right, let's see how this fair value gap is respected. I should move this down, right? It doesn't matter. We're making money today if this is a losing trade. Put this above that swing right there. 71. I don't want to forget about that, so we'll just take it off. We've got 26 minutes. Uh-oh. All right, it's not going. Let's just... We did good. We did real good today, even with a couple mistakes. Watch us turn around there, but it's all right. Well, what'd you think of that? Let me know how you guys did. And oh, you guys like seeing this? So today, up 520 on the funded account. The only 2 losing trades were the impulsive trades. The strategy worked. This one most likely will end up being a losing trade, I think, but we could have taken 40 points. Like, to me, I'm not worried about that because I was not aiming for 40 points. Like, my trade, when I get into a trade, I have a goal. If I don't hit that goal, then the trade didn't work out for me. So, sure, I could have taken 40 points here, but if it went another 50 points in my favor, I would have been more upset, I think. But I don't know, maybe that's the wrong way to think about it. But whatever. This trade back here, though, that was gorgeous. But yeah, the only losing trades were the impulsive ones, and then here's our account is now we're back up to only 800 under. We're only 800 down, or about 730 down. So we got to keep catching these moves. Let me know how you guys did, and talk to you later.